Hello. This is a video directed to the referees of OBTT. Oh, got a notification of OBTT 2025. This tournament has a gimmick, the Jokers, and what a Joker does is it adds an additional rule or condition of some sort to the match, and any team can use a certain Joker, if allowed, of a certain tier at any given point in a match. All right, and using a traditional referee sheet that may be hard to deal with, given that the only thing that the hosts provided is this list of just the descriptions. So it would take up a lot of time for every referee to read out what the Joker must do and then apply rules on it. And then, what are the things that they must do? Sometimes it's set the score to V1. Okay, then they have to look up what the command for that is. So I devised an addition to the referee sheet that they are using that lists some instructions um, to the referee sheet for each Joker, and just to help you guys out. And we're gonna look at them to explain it a bit. All right. So first of all, we're definitely breaching a little bit of integrity by me making this public, pun intended. So this is where all the Jokers are on the referee sheets. It's in the settings to the right here. You'll find all the 28 Jokers and the 4 different tiers. I believe the forum post only lists 3 of them, which is wrong. Interesting. But this was originally not called a 4th tier. This was originally called a volatile. I don't know why, so I changed it to 4 because that makes more sense. I'll have to explain these tiers before we go further, I guess. A first tiered Joker can be used at any given match. All right, any match that follows another match can be used. A tier 2 Joker can only be used once per stage. So if you have, say, a follow-up match, like you're in the the lower bracket, and you have a follow-up match, you can only use one tier 2 Joker for those two matches combined. And a tier 3 Joker can only be used once throughout the entire tournament. And then a tier 4 Joker is actually not attached to anything. You can use it, but you have to agree. You have to agree to use it with your teammates. Well, I mean, with your opponents. And then you can still use all of the other Jokers. So it's really something apart, something different. All right. So there's, like I said, descriptions to each and every Joker, but there is also instructions to them, and we'll look at that next. All right. So let's take an example here. Let's just take a random match here, the first one, and let's assign ourselves to it like you would do normally. And then let's get a referee sheet. So there isn't any right now, so I'm just going to duplicate this and rename it to the ID that we're going to ref, which is 1. So I'm going to replace this 4 with a 1. I don't know why this was filled in. Usually this is done for you, so you don't have to worry about it. The first thing you do is, of course, you post the MP link. There you go. There's actually way too many conditional formatting rules. This should turn red instantly, but I think I have to force it a bit. There you go. That's gonna fix this. I mean, that's not getting fixed, but I'm making a very light, detailed version of this as well because there's just too much colors and too much stuff going on this one. But anyway, let's just fill out this like you would do normally. There you go. Let's say the match is just ongoing randomly. All right. If you don't want to see this, you can hide this too. You don't have to see every single little detail on here. One thing that we are not using, by the way, is the void stuff here on the side. There is no rules in this tournament that void, protects, or bans, or picks, or maps in that sense. So this can be closed. We're not going to use this. All right, let's go to the Jokers tab now. Here on the right, you will find 3 Joker tabs. One for the red team, one for the blue team, and an extra one. Let's pick a random Joker. Let's pick a tier 1 Joker. Once the Joker is there, and I'm gonna zoom in a bit, it's gonna say which tier it is, what the restrictions are, if you forgot, and then the description, which you don't really need to look at. The only thing that is important here is the instructions. It has an effect on the current pick, and it's always gonna give you a copy pasta for the chat. So you would copy paste this message, which just says Joker Hippo Cup Discord mode will be set to version 1 for this pick, and then upon usage, and then you can copy paste this command here that changes the score mode. And then after usage, so after the map is done, you would do this command to set it back. And that's generally what these instructions do. Now, some of them are a bit more convoluted and make use of this bottom section here. One that stands out to me, gestures box. There you go. It's a bit longer. It doesn't even fit this stuff here. It's a tier 2 Joker. And what it does is, well, you can read what it does. It has an effect on the current pick if the victory is 3 or more points away. So that's also something to note, that sometimes there is this if and then statements in here to make things a bit clearer what the conditions exactly are. And this Joker, for example, you need to complete 3 maps within 10 minutes. That's what the thing says. So if the team that picked this Joker wins, it says use the Joker's joke space to look up used Jokers. So they're actually allowed to reuse a tier 1 Joker that they've used throughout the tournament. Input the allowed and requested tier 1 Joker in the extra tab. And also, it must be an applicable Joker. So if it's a Joker that has an effect on nomad maps only, you cannot pick it for the next pick if it is double time. So that's why it says allowed. And it tells us to look up that Joker in the jokes tab over here. Here is the jokes. Now this just is a long list of every ID inside of every pool of every team and which Jokers they have used. Of course, there is nothing in here yet because no Jokers have been used yet. But that's how you would look up what Jokers they have used in the past. And then it tells us to look in the Joker extension tabs at the bottom. It actually tells us to use the extra tab here. I must learn to read here. So let's say they used bottom up and they want to use it again. So we use bottom up here, and then it tells us to follow the instructions here, which we will. And then it also tells us to assign the Joker to the team that picked it. So if there is another case that they use gestures box, then that will be listed in the list there as well. Oops, that's wrong. There you go. This is the only Joker that asks you to assign a Joker in the extra tab, by the way. That's why I'm showing this. And there's another copy pasta here. I think this is a bit weirdly worded. This is just a copy pasta for if they didn't win. Then the other team can put a penalty on them, for example. Okay, those are 2 examples of Jokers here. I hope people find it easy to use these. I don't know myself. I didn't have any beta testers on this, unfortunately. I used to have. I should have had one guy helping me, but he kind of didn't. So, but I did get a lot of help with a lot of other things, like feedback on the instructions and stuff like that. People have been very useful there. All right, that's all I have to say for these jokers. I hope it helps you guys, and that is it. Goodbye.